What's going on, guys? It's Marcus from Go Local FXBG here today with another local nonprofit spotlight. This is the first one from the office since our studio at Ring Spaces. They decided to move on, and we decided to start shooting podcasts from the office, and here we are. So today we got Mr. Robert Dodd with us from Kiwanis, one of our featured nonprofits. Actually, next Wednesday, February 20, what is the date on that? 25, down at Brock's, 6 to 8, downtown Fredericksburg. So come on out and check it out. And, you know, hey, Robert, nice to have you on today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, of course. We've been trying to get together for a little while, and I was like, you know what? Best way for us to connect is connect over the community, right? Connect together in the community, right?
Absolutely.
And you guys share similar, you know, you're all about the kids and the youth, and you know that's a big piece of Go Local FXBG is we want to give back to the youth and the next generation, and we want to pour into them, you know, because my belief, my thought on it is that they're the next generation to lead and take us to the next level. You know what I mean?
They're absolutely our future.
They are our future, you know, just like we were our parents' future, you know, like, so it's a never ending cycle, and I love it. And we're responsible for the next cycle, you know? So yeah, tell me a little bit about Kiwanis.
So the Fredericksburg Kiwanis Club is, you know, the local club for Kiwanis International, which is a, you know, like it sounds, international organization. Our focus is on kids. For us, kids is basically 0 to college. So we, one of our primary things that we do is sponsor service leadership programs within the schools.
Love it.
We currently sponsor several key clubs, Chancellor High School, James Monroe, and Stafford High School, and we sponsor a CKI club at University of Mary Washington.
I love that. I love that. So how long, because, you know, I've been on the scene for a while in Fredericksburg, and you guys just popped on my radar, and I'm pretty nosy. I pay attention. So, you know, how long has the Fredericksburg chapter been up and running?
Yeah, that's kind of the funny story, because we're a little known fact. We're over 100 years old.
In Fredericksburg?
Yep.
Wow. And it's so crazy.
We had our 100-year anniversary in 2023.
Wow, that's so wild. I tell people, like, we have so many great nonprofits right here under our nose, and if you're not paying attention, you'll just miss out on them.
Yeah, I mean, the history of the Fredericksburg Kiwanis Club is extensive.
I see.
They were involved in getting some of the first equipment for the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad. They were involved for basically getting the Mary Washington Hospital going.
Wow.
Way back. They were huge in playgrounds and sports programs. We still are, but
Right.
The club started to age out in the late 90s, really. And about 12 years ago, it went under a revitalization, and we've been kind of bringing it back to the forefront of the public. I've been a member for 12 years. Served as the president several years, and I actually currently serve as lieutenant governor for Division II of the Capital District of International. So
I love that. I love that. So, you know, you're heavily invested.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little invested, right? You know, I tell people all the time, like, nonprofits and working for the community. I mean, anything service community based, like it's not about the money. It's about what we're giving back and what we're creating, what we're a part of for the future is, to me, like the most valuable resource. It's the biggest thing that I can never do is be able to pour back into the community that's poured into me. You know, and that's the great thing I brag about living in this area is like the community is always there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, our club kind of focuses more on the volunteerism aspect of our time. We also have the Fredericksburg Kiwanis Foundation, which is our sister organization. This year, it's going to deliver over $50,000 to local nonprofits in the support of children. So that's a big part of what we're doing too. That foundation was established in the 60s, 1960s.
Wow. I love that. And I'm learning so much in the community with nonprofits and stuff, and how many foundations there are that's giving back, and how many foundations, and the thing that like I don't think people think about is like there's nonprofits that support a particular thing, and that's it. But then there's nonprofits like, we're brand new, we're just a baby. But we also, not only is our mission the community and the youth and all the things, also one of my missions is the nonprofit space.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're going to take our internship program and give back to the nonprofit space and help grow everybody's digital media that needs help. You know what I mean? And that's what I really am going to enjoy the most, because having a marketing background and created multiple businesses that I had to promote myself because I didn't have the budget, I didn't have the money, I didn't have the manpower, none of the things, right? I was just a one-man wrecking ball. And now with AI and all these tools and stuff we have, like we're able to produce so much more with so much less effort. And I think a lot of people just don't know about stuff that's going on in the digital space as much as they should. And I'm here to bring it to the front, you know what I mean, and be like, hey guys, there's actually just a button or two to push and you can get it done.
Sounds like it's a great need for the community here.
Yeah, when I first started this thing, I was like, let's help the local businesses, but I've poured into that space for a long time too. And, and I still will help the local businesses. Everything we do is going to tie back to something in the community, whether it's the businesses, it's the youth, the nonprofits, all the things. But, after getting to know all the nonprofits in the community and realizing that everything is majority volunteer based, that makes a big difference. People that are pouring into these nonprofits, you guys are going to focus on what you're good at, and that's what you should do. I don't expect people to learn all these new skills when it's like, hey, I'm good at going and raising money. Then keep raising money, my friend. You know what I mean? Don't touch the AI.
That's a big part of what we're doing, right? I mean, we've got relationships with Big Brothers Big Sisters and Hope House and Micah and Brisbane and
yeah, I love it. I see you guys all over the place.
Food Bank.
Yep. I'm trying to make as much impact with the other nonprofits and create that collaborative, effort, because we're all doing the same thing essentially, which is giving back to the community and helping people grow. And, that's what it's all about. Right. So it's like, whereas the business space might be a little bit more competitive in nature, the nonprofit space, we shouldn't even have a competitive side to it. If it is, it's how much, who can do the most in the community, right? If you want to brag about something and get excited, like don't talk about the ROI. The ROI is what the community brings back. The ROI is what the outcome is and what the effect is on the environment we live in. You know what I mean? And that's what I look for. I don't look at numbers as much as I do. When I'm doing these trivia for cause events, when we're doing them, I'm like, hey guys, like, there's two ways to give back. One side's money. If you got it and you ain't got time, give all the money you can. You know what I mean? Now, if you got time and you ain't got money and you want to give back, go give up your time. Go give some time.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and a lot of times people get called up and they don't realize the volunteer part is way more important than the money part. We can find the money. We're always going to find the money, because when you're doing good, the money just falls in your lap. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know about that, but
you still got to go find it. You got to knock on a couple doors. You know what I mean?
I like the way you're thinking, but
yeah, it almost grows on trees.
Yeah. Well, I need to find where that tree's at.
Yeah, me too. I haven't found it this year, but hey, it's coming. The good man above. Yeah, if you believed in those things, I feel like it's gonna come. It's gonna come the way. My takeaway for everything is like, the more good I do, the more good's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? I mean,
yeah, that's what
we try and give back wherever or however we can, and the idea is that we leave the place, the world a
Better
better
than
place.
leave
than we found it.
everything better than what you found it, right?
That's the goal.
That is always the
At
goal.
the end of the day, that's the goal.
Yep. So tell me a little bit, what do you got going on right now? What is the main focus right now? What are you guys working on this quarter? You know what I mean?
Let's see. We've got a winter raffle taking place right now. It's our smaller of our two fundraisers for the year. We just a standard raffle prize type deal going on. Our big fundraiser is. I'm sorry.
Everybody loves raffles.
Yeah, they're easy. Like easy, cheap $10 ticket. Our big fundraiser is our golf tournament, which we have every September.
That's my birthday.
We raised about $24,000, I think. Last year, that was our highest of was our 12th tournament. We are working towards Kiwanis Capital District has its mid-year conference at the end of this month, so several of us are headed off there. We recently, the Fredericksburg Club sponsored the new North Stafford Club.
Okay.
That just came to be in September of last year. So we're trying to work and coordinate efforts with them. And right now, it's a whole lot about establishing that spring schedule of activities. Things have been kind of a little bleak here over the last couple months.
Yeah. Well, wintertime. I always say in the planning phases, winter is when you buckle down and plan it out.
Now, December is one of our big days. So the last Friday before Christmas, we ring the bell down by Gulrich's for the Salvation Army. And our kettle collected over $24,000 that day.
Wow. Okay. Look at you guys. Look at you go.
We kicked off the day with a $10,000 check from our foundation.
Wow.
And so that's a pretty big deal. We're a huge part of Salvation Army's campaign.
That is a big part of the deal. I always like to ask everybody, for me, learning as a nonprofit founder and just to raise awareness, where's the majority of the money come from? Privately funded, or do you got some grants mixed in? Like, what are you guys doing for funds?
For us?
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is all private. I mean, it's all fundraisers and private funded. Now, like I said, there's two things going on there. You've got the club that's raising money for some
foundation,
kind of what it's doing. Then you got the foundation.
Right.
That as a big enough value right now that it kicks out about 5% a year.
Okay.
And that's all grantee type check writing, right?
Gotcha.
We have with the club, we have a scholarship program for our Key Club graduating seniors can apply. Right now we've got about $14,000 set aside for our scholarships this year. We're in the process of working through all those applications now. And
that's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful blessing to be able to do that for these kids, man. And that's what it's all about. And, I'm so excited to tap into this educational side of the community and just give back my time and my knowledge and just really pour into these kids. You know what I mean?
These Key Clubbers are special because their whole thing is community service.
I love that.
So, that's basically a Key Club at the high school is a community service organization. So
love it.
We'll collaborate on some projects together. They do a lot of their own projects.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Dealing with some really, really sharp kids. And when you talk about looking at the future and what the future might look like, we're getting an opportunity to kind of see it firsthand with these students that we're working with.
Yeah, you can't beat that. You know what I mean? To be on the ground level, on the ground, and boots on the ground. That's what they say, right? Boots on the ground, and just creating the next opportunities for the next generation and showing them how to give back is so important. You know what I mean? And I feel like we're not doing enough of that. I'm not going to beat the kids up. I got a 23-year-old, so I'm not going to beat them up on TV, and be like, oh, this generation, because their parents said the same thing and their parents said the same thing. And, when I was your age, hey, it's the famous saying before you about to get a speech, right? But
one of the challenges we're seeing right now is that that middle age bracket, right? That 25 to 45 bracket
Yeah.
are so focused on their own kids.
Yeah.
You've got both parents that are now working full time.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just a different world. It's a completely different world.
It is, and we got to have grace.
Than where Kiwanis originated from.
Right. We got to have grace on each other and these kids.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of single parent homes. There's a majority of the parents are both working. The social media and all these things. It's just so much on these kids. There's so much stress on them versus what we didn't have. I mean, I got whooped for throwing rocks at cars in the street in the mountains of West Virginia. Like, it was a different scenario.
Yep.
You did not come home from school and not go outside and play.
Exactly. Exactly.
There wasn't a choice.
Be home before dark.
Exactly. That's the golden rule, right? Before the street lights go off or before they come on. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's tough because I was a single dad. My daughter's 23. I've had her since she was in 8th grade full time. And at first I was a really hard ass dad. Like, I didn't get it. And then it clicked one day because I started actually paying attention to what she's talking about and what she's going through. Right. And I realized, like, one day that, wow, this is not the childhood I know.
Oh yeah. And then throw COVID in the mix. So
right.
The entire world and everything, the way things function changed
overnight.
Overnight. Even to what we're doing now, sitting here having a Zoom call.
Right. And coming out of COVID, we all wanted to go back outside and play, you know what I mean? And now I'm like, I don't even got time to go play because I'm playing catch up. We're playing catch up.
But a lot of kids didn't go back outside and play. No,
they didn't. They didn't. They do what they have to do and they stay inside. And it's unfortunate. But I don't want to play the fiddle, so to speak. You know what I mean? I think what we're doing out here is great, and I think the more we spread it and the more people we can bring along to help, the more change we can make, and the better the future will be. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. So where can they find you guys online? Where's everybody find you?
Yeah, I mean, FredericksburgKiwanis.com, I think, is the website address. Google that, you'll find us there.
Fredericksburg Kiwanis.
We meet once a month downtown on the third Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, I still gotta make it out there. Yep, I still gotta make it out there, and you guys pretty much got open application to join, right?
Oh yeah, and very diverse group. We're about 50-50 women. Our age bracket, I think, runs from 22 to 80. I mean, we're all over the place, moving, shaking.
Good, that's good. I love that. I love
35 members, I think, right now.
That's awesome. No, I've seen it. I've seen my networks pouring into it. You know what I mean? And that's what brought my attention to it. It's like people that I know in my network is jumping over there and like, hey guys, look, come over here and do this, join the team. And I'm like,
well, I think we sent you an application already.
Yeah, you did. I'm so busy over here doing the same. I'm always like, we're doing the same thing, guys. I'll see you over there somehow.
Yeah,
I'll meet you at the golf course. I don't play golf, but
guests are always welcome. You're always welcome.
That's right. Look, I don't play golf, but maybe I'll drive the golf cart.
There you go.
I play golf like Adam Sandler. So
I'm about the same way. I host these tournaments. I don't play in them.
Right. Last one I tried to play in with the Housing Coalition, it wasn't pretty. About 5 holes in, I was like, I'm just hanging out, guys. Let me see how far I can throw the ball without throwing my arm out.
That's why you always surround yourself with a few people that can play. That's what I always did.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I tell people at trivia. I'm like, if you're bringing your neighbors, bring the ones that are not as smart as you. But if you're bringing teammates, bring the smart ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week I'm super excited. We're going to get you in front of some people. We got a great trivia crowd. I'm sure you're going to bring some of your supporters, and we're going to mix them with our regulars, and everybody pours into these nonprofits that I bring out.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you inviting us to participate. We're really excited about the opportunity.
I love it that I got that opportunity to do that. You know, it's just something I thought about, and I was like, we're gonna make it a thing, and it's gonna be a piece of what we do. You know what I mean? And eventually it's gonna grow. We're going out to King George. We're going, because my thing is, like, most people don't think about planning District 16 as a whole.
Right.
We think of Fredericksburg, Spotsy, Stafford. But
yeah, most of our we are a regional club. We dabble into planning District 16.
Right.
Most of our efforts do take place in Fredericksburg, Stafford, and Spotsy, it seems,
right.
at this point. But we're trying to connect with, like, Caroline High School, trying to connect with
I made that
King George High
connection.
School.
Yeah, I made both of those connections, so I'll plug you in. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
we did the intern expo last week, and we had a really good conversation with school officials across the district. And King George is wonderful, by the way. Not throwing shade on any counties else, but I got a special place in my heart for King George. I come from West Virginia, and that's where I landed.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my first home in Virginia. I was there for quite some time, and then I made it to Westmoreland, and then I made it to Fredericksburg, and I've been in Fredericksburg ever since. Right.
There you go.
You know, people are always like, "Are you from here?" I'm like, I might as well be. 2002. I mean, shoot, I claim it. I claim it. But to me, it was just a bigger version of West Virginia. You know,
Okay.
and I felt like I was still home almost. You know, especially when you cross over to Spotsatucky.
Yeah. Just without the mountains, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, there's still mountains. We just got to go up Skyline or something every now
Oh
and
yeah,
then.
absolutely. I'll be headed there this weekend.
Yeah, you just got to take a little trip every now and then. Not a big deal. West Virginia, I had to go, you know, across the mountain to get to civilization. So, you know, here I want to leave civilization to go across the mountain.
There you go.
But look, we can ramble on all day. I'm so glad we finally got to connect, and you know, I got a chance to share what you guys are doing with, you know, my people in my network and put it out there. And every new person that we can spread the story to is another opportunity to go further. You know.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing and what you're doing for the Fredericksburg Kiwanis Club, and glad to have a new partner with Go Local.
I love that. Same to you, buddy. And we're gonna see you Wednesday.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, buddy. Until next time. All right, guys. Don't forget, this coming Wednesday, 6 to 8, Brock's downtown. We're raising money for Kiwanis, Fredericksburg, giving back to the kids. As we're all about the kids this week, and you should come on out. It's family friendly. Bring your kids, actually. Good kids. Just don't bring well-behaved kids. I'm just going to say that. You know the difference. But check us out online, Go Local FXBG.org. Read about our programs and our mission and all the things. And we'll see you Wednesday, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
All right.